Hey everybody, me again. And what I like to talk about, everyone, I don't know, people trying to, all these so called scamming companies trying to scam you and all that stuff. People trying to scam you, scamming you, and scamming you. Because a lot of companies, not a lot of companies, but a good solid majority of them, aren't practicing good business practices. And you know why? Because they're trying to do this for money, because when a delusional CEO is trying to scam you out of your money because he's a delusional freak and thinking he's not going to be held accountable, right? How wrong is he going to be? He or she is going to be, because these so-called delusional CEO scammers, that's the sound of justice coming towards these people when they think they're not going to be held accountable. Because these so-called people who think they're not going to be held accountable, thinking they're going to get away with their crimes and all that stuff. Anyways, what does this have to do with business practices? Simple. When people, simple. What does this have to do? Simple. Because if a company's desperate for your money, because that just shows the company's desperate. And let's just say desperation doesn't get you anywhere. And look at me. I know I don't have enough money, but I'm not desperate for it. I just like what I do. I don't care about money. I don't care about being rich. All I care about is doing what I love doing. And not all I care about is doing what I love doing and not giving a rat's ass what people think about it. I mean, it would be nice to make money on what I love to do. It would be nice, but eventually, but it just, when it comes to social media standards, their standards are kind of BS, because I didn't reach their so-called BS standards. That's why their standards are bullshit. They're stupid. It has no meaning because I'm not at a certain level yet, which is bullshit. What level do I have to be in when clearly I'm just putting the time and effort into my own stuff? Who cares about a bunch of losers on the internet? Anyways, what does this have to do with scammers? Simple. Because the only people that they're trying to appeal are insecure people. Like the manosphere stuff, like all the grifts, like all these grifters, media grifters, shysters, grifters trying to grift you out of your own money. They're grifters. And these grifters, they have no interest in helping you. All they care about is their next paycheck, their next payday, their next paycheck from you. That's why, everyone, don't tolerate bad behavior from bad people. Because these grifters, they're not good people. That's the sound of justice coming. The sound of justice coming to grifters. Because grifters, everyone, never succeed. Anyways, how come these so-called grifters? Because essentially these so-called marketers, these so-called marketers that are trying to market their so-called content while creating, while pissing people off. You know what we call that, everyone? Rage bait. We call that rage bait. And rage bait's going to be its own separate video, everyone. Rage bait's going to be its own separate video. But anyways, you know what that does to people. You know what it does to people. Because it doesn't because first of all, it doesn't pay the bills. Rage bait doesn't pay the bills. It just pisses people off and it just repels people to your content because they know, these so-called scammers, these so-called grifters, they know they can get away with it. They know they can do that. That's why, everyone, be careful what content you consume. And if these so-called grifters, because they think they didn't have to work a day in their life, because they think everything will come to them, everything no problem, right? But how wrong are they going to be? Oh, how wrong are these so-called grifters, scammers are going to be when the feds catch up with them? When they've basically scammed and stolen people's money and did it in the most unethical way possible. And guess what? They're on the news. And guess what? And not only that, but the IRS and the feds decide to investigate them. And when they're investigated, it's going to be a world full of hurt for them. When these people are being investigated, these so-called grifters, scammers, being investigated for their unethical practices, for either creating rage bait or just trying just try to give a product that doesn't do well or is defective or is deficient. Let's just say those people, they're being investigated. When the investigation is done and they have all the evidence they need, all the feds have to do is simply take them to court. Why? Because they deserve it. Because all these so-called grifter shysters, they're going to be taken to court for their defective products that harm people's health, or the stuff that wasn't going to happen. There's these scammers. It's going to happen, and they're going to be in big time trouble. They're going to be in big time trouble. They're going to be in big time trouble when they're done with. These people are going to be in big time trouble. And rightfully so. And why is that? Because they deserve it. Because for people that you scammed people, not only you scam, but also try to not only scam, but also try to extract people's money in the most unethical way possible. Because this is why people got to be aware what they do, because they got to make sure quality is important for the product or service. You got to make sure quality is important. Anyways, I got to make this, everyone. Let's do this. Let's do it. Like that. Like that so much. Love it so much, everyone. I liked it. Let's hear it again. Anyways, that's all we have to hear. Anyways, all these so-called shyster scammers trying to scam you and try to not only scam you, but also these so-called thinking they'll sell you a better product. You got to be careful what you're being sold to, everyone, because at the end you could be being sold to a lie. They could be selling you a lie that's probably not going to be tangible. That's why you got to understand critical thinking skills, because the education system didn't teach you critical thinking skills. I had to learn this myself. No one else taught me but myself. And no one else is going to teach you but you. The school system may have failed you, but you don't have to fail yourself. Like how they didn't teach you about money, investing, taxes. I had to learn that all myself because the school system didn't teach you that. I had to learn that myself. So that's why, everyone, these so-called scammer grifters, these grifters, everyone, they're evil people. They're shysters. Hold on, I'll be right back, everyone. I gotta go. I'll be right back. What? Fucking damn it. Anyways, everyone, where was I? Oh yeah. That's what I say, everyone. That's why. Anyways, everyone, where was I? Oh yeah. Anyways, these scammers, everyone, don't trust them, because they're trying to scam you out of your money. Don't trust scammers, because scammers, everyone, they're just scums of the earth. They don't care about your health or any of that. All they care about is just their next payday. That's why don't do deals with scammers. Don't trust scammers, because at the end, everyone, scammers just scam. Because at the end, everyone, scammers just scam. That's why I don't trust anything that comes out of a scammer's mouth. Like rather be Indian scammers or any type of scammer or these so-called Nigerian prince scammers. It doesn't matter, everyone. A scammer is a scammer. And these so-called deceptive business practices what these companies are doing. And I should know that these social media companies, and I know this because most of these social media companies, everyone, All they're trying to do is make a quick buck, and that's what social media companies do. That's what these social media companies do, everyone. They're just trying to make a quick buck out of you and not care about you. So you know why? Because these social media companies, everyone, they don't care. All they care about is you making them money and you making yourself money. That's how social media works. But sadly, social media allows rage bait and they allow scammers to scam you until the social media companies strike them down, get their accounts shut down, which is good. Because I believe scammers shouldn't deserve a platform. Because if these scammers are just going to scam people, scam people and do whatever they want and thinking they're not going to get in trouble for it, they have another thing coming. Believe me, they have another thing coming. Because these so-called, and as I said about these companies, because if they're actively engaging in really shyster-like behavior, really scammy-like behavior, don't buy from that company and don't work for them. Because chances are they probably don't treat their employees very well, or they don't treat their employees very well, and they probably don't care about you as a human being. That's why, everyone, you got to be careful what you do online. Be selective on what you consume, and be selective of what you watch on the internet. Be selective. Don't allow shysters to scam you. Anyways, everyone, that's all I have to say. If you like this video, let me check. Anyways, that's all I have to say, everyone. If you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, fight this degenerate agenda.